God the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. Amen. Good morning.
Good morning.
Over the last several weeks of Advent, Father Eric and I have both talked about how this season is a time for preparation. Talked about how it's a time to get ourselves ready for the arrival of Christ as He has recreated anew inside of us. But the season of Advent is also a time of surprises, of expecting the unexpected. Advent is a season of overthrowing expectations, following where God leads us, and trusting in that next step. From the highest heights of heaven to a lowly stable in a small backwater town. The God who does immeasurably more than we can ask or imagine is constantly drawing us to Himself and asking us to imagine the unimaginable. In this week's Gospel, Joseph is surprised to find out that his fiancée is pregnant. He has a surprising dream reassuring him to marry Mary and to not be afraid. We don't know much about Joseph, and he's never quoted in the Gospels. But personally, I can't help but think of him as a quiet person. I think of him as a simple man who was expecting to settle down and live a quiet life with his wife. Someone who wanted to start a family and live with some measure of peace and stability. But one thing that Scripture teaches us time and time again is that God often interrupts the plans that we have for ourselves and leads us into something far different and far better than what we had imagined. Throughout the Bible, we hear of God changing the course of people's lives. We hear of Moses, who had to leave the path that he was walking on to go explore a burning bush on the side of the road. Or Jonah, who tried to run from God, kicking and screaming, but ended up following Him all the same. Disciples James and John, who were fishermen tending their nets, and suddenly Jesus called them away. Or the Apostle Paul, who was on the road to Damascus, and suddenly Christ appeared to him and showed him a different path to take. Or the Magi, who followed a star to a small stable, and after encountering God, returned home by a different road. God is constantly changing the plans we have for ourselves. God's constantly calling us to new avenues, places we've never been to before. And when we trust in God, when we abandon our own plans and follow the plan that God has set out for us, when we do that, Christ is there with us, walking alongside us, taking each step with us. We can't expect the unexpected. We can only expect to be surprised by God. As I'm sure you all know, today is my last Sunday here at St. Philip's. And I've certainly been surprised in my last 2 years here. I was at first surprised to be called here at all. I was expecting to be a hospital chaplain. And then I was surprised by the faithfulness that I encountered, the commitment that I witnessed time and time again. Surprised by your willingness to try new things, to be flexible with circumstances when situations and hurricanes change what we had planned. Surprised by your faithfulness during profound and difficult moments of life. In my time here, I have witnessed ministry and learned how to see things in a new way. I've preached sermons, taught adult eds, had conversations that I was not planning to have. And none of this fell into the plan that I had for myself. But remarkable things happen when we abandon our own plans and follow God's. God also has a plan for each of you. God has a plan for St. Philip's. All of us has a place in the heart of God, and we are all called to do his will in our own way. The work of God is being done in you and through you. You are blessed to be the hands and the heart of Christ in the world. And it has been my honor and my privilege to serve alongside of you these last 2.5 years. Whatever God has planned for you next, you can be sure that it will be filled with unexpected surprises, and that God will be present. And you can expect that it will be good. Surely the presence of the Lord is in this place. May the Lord bless you and keep you, and make his face to shine upon you, and grant you peace in this Christmas season and in all the seasons of your lives.